Today, I'm able to interview a Newhouse alumni, Nicole Acevedo.
Born and raised in Puerto Rico, she came to the U.S. for college to pursue a bigger dream. And after graduation, she used her own way to manage to stay and shine in New York City. First question, can you give us a short bio of yourself?
My name is Nicole Acevedo. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, and I identify as Latina, and my current job is associate producer at NBC Latino, which is part of NBC News Digital.
What are some misconceptions you often get from other people?
I remember the first time I stepped my foot in the dorm at Syracuse. Some guy came to me when he learned that I was from Puerto Rico. He's like, "Oh, but you guys don't pay federal taxes." And I'm here like, "No, I'm pretty sure we do." And some girl that I didn't really know her well, but she would hang around with people in my floor. She looks at me, she's like, "Can I ask you a question?" And I was like, "Sure." And she's like, "Are you really Puerto Rican?" And I was like, again, yes, I was born and raised in the island. All my family lives there, fully Puerto Rican, trust me. And she's like, "Then how come you're so pretty and white?" Little experiences like that really define what I wanted to do at my job in terms of what value could I add to journalism in general, and how to use my identity and the uniqueness that I had or that I feel I have, And
how does race define you?
So I would say that race defined my life, at least that I was in a way that I became more aware of after I moved here, just because in terms of how privilege, in terms of hierarchies of race and ethnicity work in this country, in the United States, that didn't necessarily translate it in Puerto Rico, or I experienced in Puerto Rico.
Have you ever really experienced something really racism?
I mean, I don't know if this counts, but I think whenever people ask, which was something that I experienced, "Oh, are you here because you're Latina?" Almost like institutions have some sort of quota that they have to fill in, and it's like, "Oh, well, you're only here because you're Latina, they needed to fill that quota," right? And it's like, no, actually that was the gateway that allowed them to even consider me, to even look at my resume, to even look. Sometimes Trump will talk about Puerto Rico, how it's blatantly racist when you have a president that, the hurricane killed more than 3,000 people. When the report came out and it was official, more than 3,000 people died, not have the president say, acknowledge any of those deaths. And instead he said, "Well, now we need to watch out that they don't use the funding that we're sending for hurricane relief to pay the debt." And saying that officials are corrupt, and regardless of whether those things are true or not, it's just not the right time, it's just not the right place, and you're reducing the humanity of Puerto Ricans to money. No, that when that came out, and I have to cover that stuff, and then I go home and it hits you, you're like, man, this sucks that the most powerful person in this country has the license to talk about my family and where I come from like that, and nobody does anything. That sucks, that hits you.
There's a freshman from Puerto Rico who wants to also study in Syracuse. What kind of suggestion you would give them?
I think those two things. No obstacle is stopping you. You just need to find a way around it, and get a mentor that could be there for you when you need to talk those things from the heart and emotionally out.
How do you say thank you and goodbye in Spanish?
Thank you is gracias, and goodbye is adios. Yeah, that was good. That was a good one.